Hello, and welcome to this module. We will be exploring the future of learning management systems, next-generation digital learning environments. These innovative ecosystems of learning will eventually be replacing our learning management systems, so it's beneficial to understand more about this technology. Let's begin. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to describe key differences between current LMS and Ngdle. Discuss ways Ngdle could be implemented in educational settings, and identify pros and cons about the use of Ngdle. For our agenda today, we will be looking at the history of LMS, answering the question, what are Ngdles? Identifying pros and cons of Ngdles, and then we will conclude our lesson. We have some words to know, and you may have already heard some of the abbreviations in the previous slides. So here's what they mean. Learning Management System, or LMS, is a software application for the administration, documentation, tracking, reporting, and delivery of e-learning courses or training. Next-generation digital learning environments, or Ngdle, are much more advanced LMSs that address 5 domains of core functionality, including interoperability, personalization, analytics, collaboration, and accessibility. We will be talking about these domains in much more detail later on in the presentation. We will begin with some of the highlights in the history of LMSs. The first real LMS was released in 1990. 7 years later, the Interactive Learning Network developed the first LMS to use a relational MySQL database. In 2002, Ngdle was released. Today, it is still one of the most popular open-source LMSs available online. In 2004, Shareable Content Object Reference Model became the basis for many LMSs. In 2005, we saw 2 great developments, including the use of Flash video that made learning much more engaging, as well as the release of Virtual On Demand. This was a software program that only required a web browser for training. Then in 2008, the first cloud-based open-source LMS was released. Courses can now be run without classrooms. New mobile technology presented the opportunity for M-learning. In 2012 saw modern learning management systems really take advantage of cloud-based technology. And in 2013, Experience API was released. As you can see, the LMS has had a history full of changes and upgrades. Today, the LMS has become a sensation in higher education. Estimations of institutions running an LMS are almost always near 99%. However, there are some things that still need updates. Current LMS tools, such as gradebooks and material sharing tools, only focus on the administration of the learning, but not on enabling the learning itself. Today's LMSs are more centered on the instructor experiences instead of the student experiences. So, the future of LMS. What are next-generation digital learning environments? Well, the goal of designing Ngdles is to support a new model of learning that educational institutions have begun implementing, where instruction is learner-centered. Designers would like to build on the LMS that are already in place by keeping the elements that work and adding what is needed. This environment will be like an ecosystem, or cloud, of various applications that are personalized to each learner and exchange information. There are 5 domains of core functionality to Ngdles. 1 is interoperability and integration. 2, personalization. 3, analytics, advising, and learning assessment. 4, collaboration. And 5, accessibility and universal design. Let's look at each of these domains in more detail. Interoperability and integration. So some key points with this domain is that it accepts and exchanges curricular content in common formats. Users can quickly add tools to their environment without the help of the IT department. Applications must maintain coherence by communicating data between each other. For example, an ebook app, course syllabus, and a quizzing tool exchange data. The syllabus links students to the ebook, then the quizzing tool generates questions from the pages read of the ebook. When we look at personalization, we're looking at the enablement of learners and instructors to be the architects of their environments. Adaptive learning will occur where an automated system provides learners with coaching and suggestions specific to the individual's needs. Integration of discipline-specific apps was the #1 desired feature of personalization of the Ngdle. For example, a biology student might want to use a 3D application that lets students manipulate models of molecules, while another student in a different field of study may have a need for a portfolio tool. So each screen will look different based on the individual learner's needs. So they are the architects of their environment because they may choose what apps to feature on their screen. Analytics, advising, and learning assessment. Learning analytics will consist of the measurement, collection, analysis, and reporting of data about learners and their contexts. Integrated planning and advising systems will be the institution's capability to share ownership of educational progress by providing students, faculty, and staff with information or services that help with the completion of the program. An example of this might be that a student and their advisor may be able to monitor their progress on competency-based assessments such as portfolios, thus allowing for more informed decision-making, all in one place in the Ngdle. Next, we look at collaboration. The Ngdle must provide resources to support learning collaborations of all kinds, not just student to student. So these collaborations may be interinstitutional, between different universities, between student and professor, or between students from other universities as well. The Ngdle aims to enable learning communities to make choices about what parts of a course are public or private. It should be easy to move between the two. For example, a student in a math course at one university may be able to access different resources for that course from another institution through the Ngdle. Accessibility and universal design. The foundation of the Ngdle should follow universal design principles so that it is usable, without needing specialized design by all people, including those with disabilities. So universal design should eliminate the need to have adapted programs or different programs. They should be able to use all programs available through the Ngdle. By doing this, universal design will become incorporated into core digital literacy skills that all students will develop as part of using the Ngdle. For example, a student that is creating a video as part of a course assignment will use a tool set from the Ngdle that enables and encourages the student to produce a video that is accessible to most students. So here's a summary of the pros and cons of using the Ngdle. A lot of the pros we have already gone over, such as enhanced interoperability and integration, which will increase efficiency and save time. Personalization to meet the individual needs of each learner. Enhanced analytics will lead to better data collection. Collaboration between all stakeholders will be much easier. And universal design will be implemented to make this environment accessible to nearly every learner without the need for adapted programs. Some cons. There are some cons. The mindset of an architect that will need to be adopted by users. If users aren't able to do this, then the environment will become cluttered and dysfunctional. Another one might be that the ability to customize these environments will lead to challenges with coherence. This new environment will require new policies to govern it. For example, privacy regulations will become even more important. And institutions will need to work together for a common educational goal, which can be challenging. In conclusion, next-generation digital learning environments will be a transformative presence in educational institutions, as well as in training settings. This type of learning environment has come as a result of a shift in educational mindset that will lead to greater learner success. Just as most evolutionary technology does, the NGDLE will take time to be fully realized. However, it is clear that the benefits far outweigh the costs. Thank you for listening and viewing my presentation today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the module.